Hey, what's up, everybody? Nothing really stood out to me that much in this reading, but I stopped because I wanted to kind of hold short of just reading through everything. Maybe it's just today, and maybe there really is something that I need to say before I just kind of let today take over the pages instead of letting the pages sort of lead me to, the plan that I've chosen a while ago. Even though I've got like 5 or 6 plans going on at once, I kind of felt a little bit like I had something to say. I'll get to the part. But it wasn't quite the same, Bro, what kind of bug is this, guys? I think it's a tick. You guys see that? Hardly ever see ticks in Utah. Like never. At least me, I never do. Welcome to the Middle East. Anyways, the passage that I sort of related to, and words themselves are a big sort of. You make my heart feel like a summer day in June. There is so much to look forward to now. The days are getting longer and everything is coming back to life. And when you pulled me out of the darkness, you reminded me that there's always something worth waking up for in the morning. My eyes are finally open and this view is too beautiful to miss. Sometimes it feels like it's just you and me in this universe, fighting for a chance to have our happily ever after. But even if I have to love you from a distance for the rest of my life, I will spend every day showing you that we are worth the wait. Sort of felt like there was another line that was kind of catchy too. There will be days you wake up feeling small, like the world is against you, but everything that is beautiful looks small from a distance. They do not need to ask me why I love you, because it was love at first sight for all of us. We admire you from a distance, knowing that no matter what happens, you will be here through every season, the good and the bad, and we will never have to wonder if you will come back tomorrow. It's like I'm in a tennis match with the Air Force Base here. But I kind of like that whole idea of just waking up feeling small, because I think that when you're small, you sort of have a vantage point that a lot of things don't necessarily have. I think you can really see kind of how things move in a way which allows you to really sort of catch the moment in a different way. It's almost like, you know, there's some trick to physics and math that allows us to, you know, hitch a ride on the moment as it passes by, and we can sort of see figures almost easier and tell what the truth is, because you can see for yourself how plain and ordinary everything is that moves. But it seems like when you get kind of big yourself, it's almost like the truth is in a competition. The truth is a bunch of things all moving that are all in this game that are trying to prove what truth is. And I don't necessarily know if there's something about being small that allows you to perceive things in a greater way, perhaps. Or is it that you're just blinded to the idea that everything is sort of competing at that same time, and you just don't necessarily know. You can't see over those peaks. And so that's all you see. Maybe though there exists sort of some truth to this, in eternity, because then as all the small things sort of come together, I think maybe it can sort of paint a picture just like when all these big authoritative things get together and it's a competition of what can be the most light, of almost who can start without ever starting. I posted something yesterday about, is the wave of a wave small or the greatest wave? Because it's like, where does this thing start? Kind of thing. And it's like, if a thing starts, does it not start off small? And ultimately, the smaller that it is, it's like the greater that the start is. Especially if it's for something that's so great. Yet, I think that there's almost some way to look at things as if time itself doesn't necessarily exist. And then in some way, the greatest wave can be like a child itself, almost not taken seriously in how immense in its enormosity, its enormousness. Like, are we talking about a particle like an atom, or the universe itself? And you see, this isn't necessarily me being a small thing, because again, I'm being some competitive thing, but I'm trying to talk about small things. And sort of say that the difference is small. Sort of say that the truth is like that wave, and I don't necessarily think that we can ever catch it. We just catch waves of the wave. And in that way, the truth is even beyond the universe. And then in that way, the universe itself is such a small thing. If I was to be small again somehow. And I feel like it's pretty amazing that I was able to actually put all that together in my head right here for you. Is that time? Did I start right? if I can say something right now, or can I just say that there's no knowing that it's wrong, because we will truly never understand the truth. So the next part again that I read, that I was contemplating on: you make my heart feel like a summer day in June. There is so much to look forward to now. The days are getting longer and everything is coming back to life. And when you pulled me out of the darkness, you reminded me that there's always something worth waking up for in the morning. My eyes are finally open and this view is too beautiful to miss. Again, on this small part, they mention that she's deflecting this being, a person or a thing or many things. And then right here, it's being very personal again. And it makes me sort of feel like, it's me. Like, I need to wake up and I need to feel me. Like, if I am not acting in a way during my day that doesn't defend the things that I love, then do I really love myself? And that's what this makes me feel like. I need to find that feeling, and that feeling needs to encompass me, and I need to really be true to myself and love myself, and I will defend the things that I love. And in that way, I think you can have a relationship and feel emotional about whatever you want in life and defend it. And then it just ends in this way. And isn't it magic the way the universe introduced me to you? And I love the visuals in this section that I just read as well. I mean, it's just like cut out kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like, got these like beautiful flowers, like everything's like all enchanted, woven and spun and shot, And I just think that magic is something that is always on your level. If you're just willing to see the small things.